disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. None of the information presented in this video or by VGIRL TV should be taken as fact. Every situation is based on personal experience. The Image Boutique is located in the Centro Comercial de los Pueblos Mall, located in Panama City, just 15 minutes away from Tocumen Airport. We specialize in hair care, wig extensions, and much more. Come visit us.
Oh my God, y'all. Y'all will not believe what just happened. First of all, before I get into that, welcome to another live session. You know, I really like doing these lives. Hi, my love, Diamond Queens on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, make your way down onto YouTube so that we can interact with each other, right? Y'all, I had a whole bunch of live schedules and webinars scheduled, and I was in the wrong freaking webinar, well, the wrong live stream. So now I have to redo the other one because I'm like, why isn't nobody in here? Then I realized I'm looking at the title in the top corner. I'm like, wait, this is the wrong doggone live. Anyway, before we get started, I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So let me know if you guys can hear me. Also, leave in the comment section where you are in the world. Okay, drop your city and state in the comment section. Okay, drop your city and state in the comment section so I know where you guys are tuned in from. First and foremost, guys, I sent out an email today, which is why you guys need to join the mailing list. Okay, join the mailing list. Go to www.vgrtv.com and join our live discussions. I have content that's not on YouTube on my website. Okay, so I need for you guys to make your way down to VGIRLTV.com and sign up for our mailing list. Okay, you don't want to miss that because guess what? I just sent out some exclusive information this morning to you guys. Cindy, yes, you can hear me perfect. Gainesville, Florida. Shout out to Florida. Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to Fort Worth, Texas. There's other people in here, so I don't understand why you guys are not in the comment section letting me know where you guys are logged in from. Anyway, if you did not take part in my webinar, which was on Monday, especially for those who, you know, you guys want to move to Panama. Yeah, those of you who wanted to move to Panama, that's how I know who's serious and who's not really serious about moving to Panama, because you would have been in that live, in that webinar. And even if you weren't in the webinar, you could catch the replay on the website. It had a wealth of information. I was actually surprised myself by the wealth of information that was provided in this webinar, and also the amount of information that I personally shared about my own personal business that I share with you guys, because I don't want you guys to experience some of the things that I experienced when I moved to Panama. Hey, everybody on Instagram, if you are Instagram, make your way down to YouTube so that we can interact with each other, right? All right, so I want to make a few announcements before we get down deep into this topic. If you don't know what the topic is, it is don't move to Panama if you're going to be scared. Okay, do not move to Panama if you're going to be scared. But before we get into that, hello, Tanya from Florida. Hey, boo. Let me just share some information with you guys first. So this is the webinar that I don't know what happened, that I did on Monday, right? So if you're interested in moving to Panama, you can still catch the replay on my website, which is www.vgrtv.com. You can check that out there. Um, and then I have a couple of things, y'all. A couple of things. If you are interested in traveling to Panama, because I know people, even I was having a conversation with my cousin, and she was like, if you don't really know the right spots in Panama, you would literally say that Panama is boring. And it be like that if you don't know the right spots. Panama is a whole vibe, y'all. It's a vibe. So I have the VGIRL TV Panama travel guide, my bad. That is available for download on my website. So I have all my spots that I like to go to. Of course, I have the average tourist spots, the regular tourist spots that people go to, but I also have listed like other spots that you really wouldn't know about if you want to have an amazing time if you come into Panama. That's available on my website as well. Um, and then we have the option to have your own itinerary, a personalized itinerary made just for you and your crew. Depending on who you are, what you like to get into, we have that option available on the website as well. And then last but not least, because my V Squad, y'all really had a time at the webinar, right? So you guys wanted me to do another live webinar. This webinar is actually going to be the secrets to real estate investing in Panama and how to get started. Let me tell you something. If you don't know the ins and outs, people will do some shady business with you. Okay. They will do some shady business. But honestly, if you are planning on investing, I'm telling you, Panama is the spot to invest in, but you just need to know the right information. So join my webinar to find out how you too, because I am also a property owner, properties. I own properties in Panama. And, my family and I, we definitely went through some things, right? And I don't want you guys to go through that. So go to the website, you know, get your tickets for the webinar. I also sent out a discount code for those of you who were in the webinar Monday. So you guys can get a discount on the webinar if that's what you choose to do. If you want to attend. The only thing is that the coupon is only available for a limited time only. So yeah. Anyway, so let's jump into the topics. Don't move to Panama if you're going to be scared. This is super annoying for a lot of people. And I want to say this, especially, people that come from the United States of America. Okay. A lot of times, like I was scrolling through my YouTube. And a lot of times, like what I like to do is like when I go and I discover new spots to eat at, whether they're local spots or tourist spots or fancy restaurants or whatever, I kind of like to do a vlog on them, like mini vlogs, and I like to put them on Instagram. And obviously, if I'm going to put it on Instagram, I'm going to put it on TikTok, and I'm also going to put it on YouTube. But a lot of times, I always get people with the same, I don't even know if it's the same question. They're like, oh, the food looks really good, but I don't know if it's safe. First of all, I get it. You in a new spot, but why would you come on my page, okay? And why would you think that I will put anybody in a situation to go to an unsafe neighborhood? And second of all, why come to Panama if you're gonna be scared of everything? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, part of you moving to a whole nother country is to experience the culture. I've been to Jamaica many times. I am not Jamaican, okay? I mean, my descendants, yes, are Jamaican, but me personally, I am not Jamaican. And if I do have family in Jamaica, I do not know my family in Jamaica because they're, long, long gone people. And when I go to Jamaica, obviously, no matter where you go in the world, you still have to be very cautious on where you at. Sorry, guys. I got this weird phone call. You still have to be cautious on where you're going, but this whole hound dog mentality, like, oh my God, I'm so scared, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. Just stay where you at. You might as well just stay where you at if you're gonna be scared of everything. Like, you don't know the amount of people that message me all the time and they're like, oh, well, on the advisory of the embassy, they said to stay out of Cologne. First of all, Cologne has some of the best beaches, the best food. The people are super sweet and humble. And so when I hear people saying that all the time, I'm like, if that's the case, just get a driver or get a chaperone or somebody that you trust. to take you around to these places so you feel a little comfortable. But for you to sit there and generalize a whole province just based on, let's be honest, okay? Anywhere that people of color are, they're always going to tell you to stay out that town. Okay? Am I lying or am I lying? And the crazy thing is, for me personally, like, there are places in the US that are petrifying. Okay? So it kills me when people come from Chicago, for to say the least, and they're like, "Oh, well, I don't know. Panama seems dangerous." Okay, well, stay where you at then. Stay where you at. Exactly. I'm more scared in some place in the US than in Panama. This is what I'm saying. Like, I really don't get it. Then somebody messaged me yesterday, and I'm like, dude, go get a life, talking about, oh, I heard, oh no, they asked me when I was coming back to New York. I'm like, never. They like, oh, why? New York is way, way better than where you are. So if you feel that way, then don't come to Panama. Do not come to Panama if you feel that way. Go take a vacation to Harlem. Do not come to Panama if you feel that wherever you're from is any better than this place. And then they're like, oh, well, it's dirty there. There's places dirty in the US. There's a lot of dirty places in LA, to be honest with you. So if you're gonna be coming here on this comparison thing, like, which one, just stay where you are. Like, I don't get it. Just stay where you are. It's very, very annoying to see people constantly with this small minded mentality. Like, I don't know if you guys are just interested in Panama because it's the new wave, I guess, because of YouTube, but do your research before you come any place. Number one, I'm not saying that you don't have to be vigilant, but if you're going to be that scary, get a chauffeur to drive you around if you're going to act that scary. That's just my personal opinion. I've been in Panama for a very long time, and I feel safer here than I did in the States. This is just my opinion. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I've been coming to Panama all my life, honestly speaking. Jules says Cologne is the bomb. I did a study abroad at FSU campus in Balboa years ago. I loved it. Panama is paradise compared to Honduras, and I lived there for 2 years. It just, I for the life of me, like, I just can't understand why people, or where this is coming from. Like, why do they think these things? I honestly really, really don't get it. Yes, there are things about Panama that is a little bit backwards, but for the most part, compared to any other Central American country, trust me, Panama is way better. And I'm not trying to throw no shade on no one else's country. I'm just saying, compared to any other country in Central America, it is what it is. Exactly, Jules. Beaches in Cologne, the best. Okay, what I like the most about the beaches in Cologne is that the water is very warm, not warm like hot warm, but the water is just the perfect temperature. The water is calm, versus on the Pacific side. When you go on the Pacific side, the water is very rough in the Pacific side. Like, when I tell you rough, I saw my life flash before my eyes. I took my son at that time. I didn't have Gia. I took my son to the beach, and it scared the living daylights out of me because the water was so rough when that same day when I came back, I put my son back in swimming classes, even though he knows how to swim. I put him back in swimming classes so that he would learn how to swim against the waves and the tides, because obviously pool swimming and beach swimming, especially that type of beach, is completely different. So Cologne beaches, they have the best beaches. They have the best food. Okay, the best food. AZ Webster Baseball says no Central American country looks like Panama when you're flying in at night. Exactly. Like, I swear, I can go through these messages right now and read the amount of people that have so many weird things to say. And I'm just like, have you ever been to Panama before? Or are you just talking because God gave you a mouth and you just have tongue? Because I don't get it. Do not move to Panama if you're going to be scary. Don't do it. Now, of course, if you're going to go into certain areas, like if you're going up into San Miguelito, like deep in San Miguelito, you want to, but it also just depends, because I've been in areas in San Miguelito also, like, but that's just me. normalcy. But maybe because I grew up in Brooklyn and Flatbush at the time was kind of like the same. Like San Miguelito definitely reminds me of Flatbush. And if you're from Brooklyn and you know about Flatbush, or if you heard about Flatbush, then if you know, you know. Thank you. I'm just saying, Panama City, especially Panama City, is how was Flatbush? Flatbush was very much congested. Flatbush at the time when I was growing up was the nuclear, it was the center for all immigrants from the Caribbeans. Literally, like if you were from Haiti, if you were from Jamaica, Trinidad, whatever, Panama, especially a lot of Panamanians, they're all from Flatbush area. That's what, and even to this day, a lot of Panamanians still live in Flatbush. And it was very lively, like, the Korean shop. I don't know if you guys know what the Korean shop is, but if you wanted to get all your Caribbean dishes, your Caribbean seasonings, you would go to the Korean shop. There were like Korean shops on every flavor. It was just very congested. Although sometimes I remember around that time it was very much gang affiliated. There was like a lot of gangs in Flatbush, but once you're from there, those things seem normal to you. So you just walk around like nothing. Obviously, somebody on the outside, if they're coming in, they might be a little petrified, especially if they don't know the culture. They'll be like scary, scary. But to me, San Miguelito is like Flatbush. I go, like if I have to go see my friend or someone that I know that lived there, I go do what I gotta do and leave. Like it's not that big of a deal. My family lives in Rio Bajo, not a tourist area. It's not, but Rio Bajo is also like very much Caribbeanish, also kind of like Flatbush as well, and it's definitely not touristy either. But a lot of tourists still do go there because they want, especially like Black Americans, the ones that want to feel connected to other Black people, they go there. But it's not like a Casco Viejo. Yes, you're right, sis. I lived in East Flatbush, 53rd between Winthrop and Clarkson. You know what time it is. Well, see, now New York City Flatbush is not the same like how Flatbush used to be back in the day. Like now Flatbush is very much gentrified, and they're trying to it's really not the same like how it used to be before. Like when I was growing up, Flatbush was Flatbush. Like Erasmus High School, everybody knew about Erasmus High School. Erasmus High School was supposed to be like the bad high school, but I had a couple of friends that graduated top honors that went to college with me that went to Erasmus high schools too. So Newkirk Avenue, Newkirk Avenue, all the Haitians lived on Newkirk Avenue. That is what San Miguelito gives, except for everyone's Panamanian though. But if you're from Flatbush, you know, going to they have like the main train station, like the main hub stops in San Miguelito because it's the it's where you can transfer to different train stations and it's very congested. Like it's just like Flatbush. I wish I could explain what Flatbush is. La Pulga, where are you from? Maybe depending on where you're from, I can explain to you what Flatbush is like. Brooklyn Ave between Clarendon and Avenue Z. Oh, East Flatbush. Yes. And then after Flatbush, I moved to Canarsie. And then, that was supposed to be a stepping up from where we were. Like, oh yeah, we're moving to Canarsie. Then once we moved to Canarsie, because at that time Canarsie was predominantly Caucasian. Once the Black people started moving in, everybody else started moving out, and then Canarsie is what it is now. Like the last time I was in New York, I went to Canarsie and I seen like how Canarsie was, and it made me really, really sad. Okay. What is the best seafood spot in your opinion in Panama? Okay, so for seafood, like you mean like street food or like a fancy restaurant? Because yeah, I have a couple. I have a couple. So I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but on Instagram, there's a guy, he makes fish, but he only does fish like fish and that type of stuff on Saturdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. His name is well, the name of the spot is Doon Doon Fish, but that is more so like if you are trying. This is very much local local dining. This is not no five-star dining. You're not gonna get the fancy plates and the fancy. You're not gonna get none of that there. However, it's a cool spot because the guy that owns it, he's a young black guy, and when you go there, it's just a vibe. Like people really like chill on the weekends, especially at night when people come through, they chill. So that's one spot that I love. Another spot that I love, hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now because I don't know why, but I don't remember the name, but it is a food truck and it's called, hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now what it's called. Because I love seafood. Like, I took a picture, but now I don't even remember what the heck the name of it is. Darn it. It's a food truck, and they have one in the Mercado de Marisco, and then they have another one in San Francisco. I'm gonna have to get back to you on the name of it because now I don't remember what the name is. I don't know why. I feel like I was like put on the spot, but their fish, their seafood, their shrimps, so good. When I first came to Panama, like permanently, there was a spot that was called San. No, what was it called again? I don't even know why I can't remember any of these names of these restaurants anymore. Anyway, when I first came, there was this spot that I used to go to all the time. They have a place. Oh, Miranchito, that's what it's called. They have one in Villa Lucre, and then they also have one in Amador. I personally like the one in Amador better because you get to sit outside. It has a beautiful view. Versus the one in Villa Lucre, it's more like you have to sit. It's more like a diner kind of thing. It's not really. You don't see any views. You just see a bunch of buildings and people walking past. But the one in Amador was my favorite. I used to say that was my favorite, but yeah, not anymore. Once I've started divulging in all these different foods, okay, I changed my mind. So yeah. Headed back in November. I'm bringing my daughter and husband for their first time. Oh my god, you guys are gonna have they're gonna have a wonderful time. There's so much food. Like I've been trying out like all these different restaurants, but I have to pace myself because once you eat out a lot, then you start to gain weight. But I honestly speaking, the local food tastes way better than the, like the fancy top food. And then the museum, the reggae museum, they have a restaurant on the top floor and they have like Caribbean food, which is really, really good. If you want really, really good Caribbean food, you can go to if you're going to be in Casco Viejo, you can go to the Reggae Museum. They have a restaurant on the rooftop and they're serving authentic Caribbean food. And then you can also go to, there's another spot called El Caribe, and they are located in San Francisco. And the restaurant, the cook is actually from Jamaica. So you getting that good authentic Jamaican food. Like their red pea soup, the bomb. Their oxtail, the bomb. The curry goat, the bomb. I sound greedy and fat, don't I? Their rice and peas, the bomb. Their food is so good. So yeah, that one is called El Caribe. And a lot of like artists, when they come to Panama, they eat there. Like a lot of it, a lot of like reggae stars, reggae artists, dancehall artists, they go there. I remember one time I went there, Movado was there. Yesterday at the reggae museum, Sizzler was there. So you guys should check that out. And no, I do not have any ties to the reggae museum. I just literally just went to the opening. But I'm the type of person that I give respect when respect is due. And when I see somebody doing amazing things, young Black people doing amazing things for the culture, I am going to support them 100%. Okay, you don't got to pay me to support. It's authentic. Because one thing I don't like is for people to like try to get me to go places or get me to do certain things just because they want to use me for whatever platform. I keep it real. And that's the reason why I do not take what's the word, like sponsored deals, I guess, or it depends. I'm very selective on the sponsored deals that I do, because don't think that you're gonna give me something and I'm gonna taste it and it tastes nasty and you're gonna expect for me to say, oh, it tastes delicious because you paid me. Don't do it to yourself, because if it's nasty, I'm gonna say it's nasty. For a young hustler who wants to live in Panama, where is the best spots? You need to check out my webinar that I did on Monday. We spoke all about this on the webinar on Monday. Guys, y'all love to ask me the same questions. I did a webinar on this on Monday. Check out the webinar. You can check it out on www.vgirltv.com and watch it, because it's full of information, guys. The webinar for anybody who wants to move to Panama and you want to know best areas, cost, all that, go check out the webinar, please. The webinar has all this information there. It has literally all the information that you need. And I'm quite sure that people who ask questions, or the questions that you have, someone already asked it already. The only thing that I will do, what I want to do is clarify on the webinar is about bank accounts, but I'm actually going to talk about that in another webinar, because I'm going to break down the topics of each and go deep into it, because it was just so much information. Like, I got some feedback and a lot of people was like the webinar was really, really good, and then some people was like it was really, really good, but it was so much information being thrown at you at once. So I'm just going to break it down into specific topics. The language barrier, I think, can be an issue to first-time tourists. So what happens when the tourists go to Mexico? I'm just curious, if you're a tourist and you haven't been to Mexico or ever been to a country where they don't speak your language, what do you do? Because honestly, I'm going to agree with you to a certain extent. Like, I personally feel like if you're going to work, if this is going to be a country that's going to be, for tourists, then they need to start specifically with the people that work at the airport. Like, a lot of people that work in the airport don't speak English. And that's where, can't do that, because you're dealing with a whole bunch of people from different countries. You have to know how to speak English. And I think that from that point on, because the airport, once you get to the airport to customs, that's literally your point of entry to the country. So I get that, but I don't understand. Like, there's people that go to Mexico, they go to other countries and they don't speak the language. So I would like to know what they do when they go to these other countries. Pull up that translator until you learn the language. Word up. Seriously. I'm on YouTube right now, so I will send you the information later on once I'm off of live. But if you go to my website, which is www.vgirltv.com, the webinar is on there. As soon as you turn it to open up the page, it's literally right there. I thought a lot of people spoke English in Panama. Spanish didn't get good until I lived in Honduras. So this is the thing, and I think, and I realize this because I have other friends that have came to Panama and they said the same thing. The people that are in Panama that don't speak English, not even a little bit, they're not Panamanians. Most of the time, those people are either from Colombia, or they're from Venezuela, or they're from some other Spanish-speaking country, but they're not Panamanian. A lot of Panamanians, many Panamanians, if they don't speak Spanish, they understand something. If you run across someone that doesn't understand at all and doesn't speak it, 9 out of 10 times, they're not Panamanian. Just so you know. Especially in the restaurants. Like, if you go to the restaurants, a lot of the people that work in the restaurants, they're not Panamanians. They're foreigners. So I just thought that I should point that out, because a lot of people may not know that. Oh my God, how old is your daughter? Because let me tell you something. I don't know why honestly, like people when they come to Panama, they do the same thing. They go to the Panama Canal, they go to Casco Viejo, and then y'all try to walk around town looking for the popping spots, and then you get mad and be like, oh my God, Panama's so boring. Well, hola. Panama is boring to you because you don't know the popping spots. This is why you need to get my VGIRL TV Panama travel guide. Okay. The travel guide has all the information in there, all the spots that you need to go to. And I'm also updating it every single day because there's new things that's opening constantly besides the same five things, which is the canal and Casco Viejo and the same five things that everyone does. So I update this every single day because every day there's something opening, something new, something else that's closing. So you should download that travel guide. Okay. I have everything on, even things to do with kids is on there. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, my son, especially him, because he knows all the spots for the kids, right? My son has done Achieva, which is a party bus. My son has done, they have this new glow in the dark bowling alley. They also have a new glow in the dark race car thing, and then they also have another go kart place. Also, they have. I'm not giving you guys all the tea. There's so much things, so many different things to do. Now, for those of you who go to the resort, and that's another thing, y'all say that Panama's boring because when you come, you just go to the resorts, right? The resort is cool, but you got to know which resort goes to go to because sometimes the resort food is disgusting. Like I'm big on food. If the food is nasty, then you're gonna get a 0 star from me. Period. Can we hear the other person, or is it questions via YouTube? Um. Well, I'm on YouTube, so everyone's commenting on YouTube. So you won't be able to see or hear anything really because I'm not. I'm on YouTube right now. So yeah, there's so many things to do. So many things to do. Literally, I'm never bored. Like I had to go to New York, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want to go because I feel like I'm gonna be missing something in Panama. And then now that my son is like 13, I mean, we always used to hang out before, but now like he's older and he thinks he's 16 years old, we hang out all the time. So except for the only thing is I have to pay for everything, which is the annoying part. But we have we have our little date schedule where we're gonna go do a couple of things. We go out to eat. We go, you know, whatever activity that they have. So yeah, tons of activities. And then another thing that you guys should know, right, is that I don't know if you guys know that there's an Adidas outlet in Panama. And the Adidas outlet, literally, you get so much stuff for the fraction of the price that you would pay in the States at the Adidas outlet. If you had a chance to watch my son's birthday party, the shorts that he had on was from Adidas, and I only paid $10 for them. After I was looking high and wide, I said, you know what? Let me go. Yeah, he my broke roommate. I said, let me go to Adidas, and I found them. They always have a good deal in the Adidas outlet. If you're looking for like exclusive sneakers that they had in the States before and then they don't have them anymore, you can definitely find them in the Adidas outlet. And you're gonna find things like exclusive outfits, exclusive sneakers that you will no longer find in the States. I'm telling you, I've bought several things from the Adidas outlet, and the Adidas outlet is located in Los Pueblos, right? I bought several things, and when I go back to the States, people are like, "Oh my God, where'd you get that from?" I'm like, "Panama." They're like, "Panama." I'm like, "Panama." But yes, Panama's a vibe, y'all, and the food is A1. So don't come to Panama being scary. Especially if I'm giving a recommendation about something. Like if I'm giving a recommendation, it's because you're good. I go places by myself all the time. Oh my God, guys. It's already 35 minutes. 35 minutes and 32 seconds. I'm going to give you guys 10 more minutes. I'm going to give you guys 10 more minutes. I think Amir should be home from school soon. Well, soccer practice. So, what other outlets and where is the outlets Adidas? So, the Adidas outlet is in Los Pueblos. It's in Panama City in Los Pueblos. No, no, not who's bored. They're scared. They're scared to go any other places. They also have this other place that's called. It's like another outlet where you can get like a whole bunch of clothes for like $1 and $2, and they're all like clothes that were imported from the States. It's called. Oh my God, let me see what it's called. I hate when I don't remember. I feel like I need some ginkgo biloba. Oh my God, thank you, Chrissy. Much less scary than in the US. Exactly. Let me see. Let's call him. Oh my God. And that one also is in Los Pueblos too. And they have another one also like going towards the Via España. And the clothes is like $1 and $2. So you guys should check that out. Anyway, guys. So, this live was fun. Let me see. I took a trip to Panama City and I loved it. I seriously think about moving there now. I want to know about the different neighborhoods through the city. The food was great. Sure, if you want to know about the neighborhood, because I talk about this all the time, I have uploaded a free video on my YouTube channel that talks about the top neighborhoods. If you want to go into depth, you can go on my website and you can watch the webinar where we go into details about each location, neighborhoods. There's also new neighborhoods that's being built as well, where we go into that as well. And we break down each neighborhood and which one is what and why. And it's you have to go look for the webinar. You have to watch the webinar. The webinar gives you all this information. If you don't want to download that, there's a condensed version on my YouTube channel that's called Top Neighborhoods in Panama City. But I also did that video, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Since then, they have built new cities in Panama City. So you might want to check that out. It works. Use ginkgo. It's the mommy brain at work. Oh my gosh, seriously. I need ginkgo biloba. I'm going to pin, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the address to the webinar where you can look. Matter of fact, let me just share it with you to show you how you can find it. Hold on. Because the webinar is not, I repeat, the webinar is not on YouTube. All right, guys. So this is my web. It's my website. If you scroll here, the webinar is right here. Okay. You can click anywhere on here. You could click in the top right-hand corner. Y'all know I'm in Panama, y'all. So, okay. You can either purchase it, or if you purchase it, you'll have it forever, or you can rent it for 48 hours, whatever you choose to do. But this is the webinar. It has so much information on there. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. Any recommendations on Panamanian or Espanol classes? Honestly speaking, I do not know any Spanish classes or anyone that teaches Spanish, but I know there's like a website that not a website, like it's an app. It's an app that you can use where you can speak to other people in Spanish and they speak to you in English. So you're doing like a trade. And then also I know that people go on like group chat groups, Facebook groups, and they request that where they teach you English and you teach them Spanish. I think that would be the cheapest way if you want to go cheaper to learn the language, because that's the only way you're really gonna learn it. Don't be, you know what? I'm not, my grandmother was born and raised in Panama, and my grandmother never spoke Spanish a day in her life. My grandmother could not speak Spanish. My grandmother could not speak Spanish, and she was born and raised in Panama. So, but those times were completely different from the times now, FYI. All right, so let me put the link to the I'm gonna put it in the comment section where you can get the webinar. There you go. You can click that link if you're interested in watching the webinar. I advise anybody who is thinking about moving to Panama, please watch the webinar. Get a pen and paper. Get a pen and paper so you can write it down. Write down everything that you, because there's so much information. Okay. And for everyone else who missed it, well, that saw the webinar and they're wanting more, I'm doing another webinar. It's going to be June 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. Eastern Standard Time, not Panama time, Eastern Standard Time. So that means if it's 7 o'clock in Panama, it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, it's the secrets of real estate investing in Panama, how to get started. For those of you who are interested in Airbnbs, purchasing properties, or even if you just don't even know if buying is even an option for you, or do you even think that you should buy, this is a perfect webinar for you because it breaks down everything that you need to know about purchasing property, the ins and outs. Don't get screwed like how some of us got, like how we got screwed. It's a lot. It's a lot of things that can go potentially wrong, especially with a developing country. So yeah, join that webinar right now. I have a coupon code for anyone who's interested. You can use a coupon code and you get 20% off the off of the tickets. Sorry, you know, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm getting tongue tied. You know, I know. Gia says you right. You know, I know. Okay. If I tell you, if I, whoo, I'm telling you guys, you know, we got scammed out of $45,000. Okay. With that being said, don't let that happen to you. Join the webinar. Okay. The webinar, I'm gonna go into details on how that happened. Not $4,500, $45,000. $45,000. So yeah, if you don't know the ins and outs, that could potentially happen to you. There's situations where people thought they purchased homes, gave up money, and the title. Oh, I don't even want to go into. So crazy. Tried using it, but it says only for specific products. Hold on, let me check it out right now. Um, Wait, the discount code is only for this webinar. What did you try to use it on? Which product did you try to use it on? Because the discount code is only for the secrets to real estate investing. Did you try to purchase it and use it for that? Or did you try to use a discount code for something else? Let me know. Because we could do this right now. Let me see. I want you guys to get discounts. Hi, Anita. I want you guys to get discounts on this webinar because I don't want you guys to miss out. Let me see. I'm checking it. Enter promo code. I just tried it. I just tried it and it went through. You got to make sure that it is you got to make sure that it's all capital. So it's V Squad 20. I'm giving it to you guys, even though it's only supposed to be for the people that was in the webinar before. But let me share it with you. Let me share the screen with you so you guys can see it. I just tried it and it worked. I just tried it and it worked. Okay. It comes off right here. The 20% off comes off at checkout. So I don't know. Yeah, I just checked it. Yeah, try again. The discount code is only good for 1 week, guys. So if you want to get the ticket for the webinar and you want to use the discount code, make sure you do it before the end of next week. So it's only good until next week. So it expires 1 week from today. All right. 1 week from today, which is the 18th of May, the coupon code expires. So just to put that out there. All right, guys, we've been on this for 46 minutes. I just want to thank everybody for tuning into this live. You know, I always do these impromptu lives. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, if you're interested in moving to Panama, check out the webinar. It's on my website. And if you're interested in a real estate webinar, you can check that out with the coupon code VSquad20 capital, all capitals, to get 20% off your coupon, 20% off your ticket, for a limited time only. All right. Thank you always for tuning into my videos, and I see you guys in the next one.